If you've ever felt like you're falling behind in life, like everyone else has it figured out except you, then there's a high chance you've been misunderstanding yourself this entire time. Because what if the very things you think are signs of weakness are actually proof that you're mentally stronger than most people around you? Right now, there are millions of people waking up every day feeling anxious, overthinking everything, doubting themselves, and quietly assuming that something is wrong with them. They scroll through social media, watching people who seem confident, successful, and put together, and they ask themselves the same question again and again: why am I not like that? But here's the truth nobody tells you. Mental strength doesn't look the way you think it does. It doesn't look loud. It doesn't look perfect. And most of the time, it doesn't even feel strong. In fact, some of the strongest people in the world feel lost, overwhelmed, and exhausted almost every single day. So in this video, I'm going to show you 8 signs, backed by psychology, that prove you're mentally stronger than you think. And if you really pay attention, you might start seeing yourself in a completely different way by the end of this. And trust me, the last one is not what you expect. Let's start. The first sign is something most people completely misunderstand. You feel everything deeply, and you still choose to move forward. A lot of people believe that being mentally strong means being emotionless, like nothing affects you. But that's not strength. That's avoidance. Real strength is feeling everything, the anxiety, the sadness, the pressure, and still showing up anyway. Think about that moment when you were completely drained, maybe even cried alone, but still woke up the next day and did what you had to do. That's not weakness. That's emotional endurance. And most people don't have it. The second sign: you've learned to sit with discomfort instead of running from it. Most people will do anything to escape discomfort: distractions, scrolling, quitting, avoiding conversations. But you've been uncomfortable for a long time, and you didn't run. Maybe you stayed in situations that challenged you. Maybe you faced something that scared you. Maybe you kept going even when everything inside you said stop. That ability to sit with discomfort without escaping is one of the strongest predictors of long-term success and mental resilience. Now here's where it gets deeper. The third sign is that you've questioned yourself. And I mean really questioned yourself. Most people go their entire lives without ever doing that. They protect their ego. They avoid reflection. They blame everything else. But you've had those moments where you stopped and asked, am I the problem? What do I need to change? Why do I keep repeating this pattern? That kind of self-awareness is uncomfortable. It's painful, but it's also rare. And it's one of the clearest signs that you're growing in ways most people never will. The fourth sign: you've lost something important, and you're still standing. Maybe it was a person. Maybe it was a dream. Maybe it was a version of yourself that you thought you'd always be. Loss changes people. It breaks people. But somehow you kept going. Not perfectly, not easily, but you kept going. And what most people don't realize is that going through deep loss and continuing to function is one of the most mentally demanding things a human being can experience. If you've done that, you've already proven your strength. Now this next one, almost nobody talks about. The fifth sign is that you don't need constant validation to keep going. In a world where people depend on likes, approval, and recognition, you've learned, sometimes the hard way, to keep moving forward even when nobody is watching. You've made decisions in silence. You've done the right thing when it would have been easier to take shortcuts. You've kept showing up even when no one clapped. That ability to stay consistent without external reward is one of the strongest indicators of real success. The sixth sign is something that sounds simple, but is actually incredibly difficult. You've set boundaries, even when it cost you something. Saying no to people you care about, choosing your peace over pleasing others, risking relationships just to protect your mental health. That takes courage. Most people either avoid boundaries completely or express them in anger. But if you've ever held your ground, even imperfectly, even while doubting yourself, that's strength. Now pay close attention to this one. The seventh sign is that you keep choosing hope, even when life gives you reasons not to. It's easy to become negative. It's easy to give up and assume nothing will change. But choosing to believe, even a little, that things can get better, that you can grow, that your future can be different, that takes real strength. Hope is not passive. It's something you actively create, even when it feels fragile. And if there's even a small part of you that hasn't given up yet, that part is incredibly powerful. And now, the most important one, the sign that ties everything together. You're still searching. The fact that you clicked on this video, that you're still here listening, means something. It means you haven't checked out. It means you haven't numbed yourself completely. It means some part of you is still trying to understand yourself, to grow, to figure things out. And that alone separates you from most people. Because mentally weak people don't look inward. They distract themselves. They avoid anything that forces them to think deeply. But you didn't. You stayed. And that means you're not broken. You're becoming. So if you take anything from this video, take this. Mental strength is not about being fearless. It's not about having everything figured out. It's not about never struggling. It's about feeling everything and continuing anyway. It's about showing up, even when it's hard. It's about carrying your struggles without letting them define where you're going. And you've been doing that. Even on your worst days, you didn't quit. And that matters more than you think. So if this video felt like it was describing you, I want you to do something simple. Comment 5% below. Because those are the people who don't give up, no matter how hard it gets. And if someone came to your mind while watching this, send this video to them. Because sometimes the strongest people are the ones who need to hear it the most. Until next time, keep going. You're doing better than you think.